Hey Namaha. Om Narayan Narayan. Today is Wednesday. So, Sugama. Okay. We were discussing one reply to one Purvapakshi. Is it Wednesday? Yes, 5th July. Atmaikatva Vidya Pratipattaye Sarve Vedantaha Arabhyante. This is the main sentence of the Bhashya. And Swamiji's commentary we are discussing. In that, the Purvapakshi objected that the Atmajnanam, Advaita Atmajnanam doesn't take place. It doesn't take place at all. In that series, so he raised certain arguments, he raised certain objection. Okay. So there were some arguments. So we are taking argument one by one and replying. Earlier argument was that the Advaita Jnanam that took place is false. Shastra Jnanam, he says, Nacha Shastram Jnana Badha, Nachasti Shastra Jnana Badhakam. Siddhanti told the Jnanam that rises from Shastra, that Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam, that rises from Shastra cannot be negated. Purvapakshi tried to show it could be negated. The example of a person suffering from a congenital eye defect and seeing the second moon, and he says, just as this can be this is a possible negation. Just as it is possibly negated, so too Advaita Jnanam can be negated. For this, Siddhanti's reply was, see, you can't compare any other knowledge with Advaita Jnanam, because any other Jnanam takes place to the Pramata about Prameya. Any knowledge other than Atma Jnanam, I say, is about a given thing in the world, about an object. The knowledge takes place in subject. So, there the subject-object duality remains. Therefore, there is always a doubt or a possibility of its further improvement, further changing, because a subject is getting connected to the object. A subject knower is knowing a known. Known is something other than from him. Known is something other than from him. So when the knower is trying to know, he has to connect to it through mind and sense organs. So the intervening mind and sense organs, so the misunderstanding or incomplete understanding or any understanding is through the connection through the sense organs and mind. So when you change the mind and sense organs, you can improve that knowledge, you can correct the knowledge. There is always a possibility of changing the knowledge. But here you can't give any example. No example works here because it is purely non-dual nature. Atma being non-dual is not intervened by, is not intercepted by sense organs and mind. So Atma is Swatasiddha. And not knowing Atma means being intercepted by sense organs and mind. You as an individual are identified with sense organs and mind. Since you are identified with sense organs and mind, you are missing your real nature, which is free from mind and sense organs. Your real nature, your real Atma, which is independent of sense organs and mind. Therefore, It is so independent that it is neither known through sense organs and mind, nor it can be covered, interfered, intercepted by, obstructed by sense organs and mind. So sense organs and mind neither reveal the Atma nor interfere, obstruct knowing the Atma. Neither. Sense organs and mind can neither objectify the Atma nor interfere in knowing the Atma. Neither. They don't interfere at all. Only a person who is sitting in sense organs and mind, who identifies with sense organs and mind, he feels that he is not his real self. I am not the original self because I don't feel natural with myself. Why I don't feel natural? Because I feel that something is missing. I am an incomplete person. I am lacking in something. I desire, I want to achieve something, I want to become something. All this shows I am not natural with myself. I want to become something. All this shows, all our desires shows there is an incompleteness, there is a something missing thing. I am not natural to myself. I am not with my natural self. I am not in my natural state. So this unnaturalness is see, nobody can lose one's naturalness. Anything's nature is its natural. What is natural to it alone is called nature. What is natural can never be lost. Nobody can ever lose one's nature. So one's nature is Satchidanandam Advitiyam Brahma, is one's real nature. Nobody can really lose it. But there is an apparent feeling that as if I have lost. As if I have lost, this is called Adhyasa. This is called a misunderstanding. So by correcting this misunderstanding, correcting means what? You are looking at yourself. First you see. Problem is you are looking at yourself through the interception of sense organs and mind. That means you are looking at yourself through sense organs and mind. Why this unnecessarily sense organs and mind? Yes, that is unnecessary. That's what we mean to say. Leave the sense organs and mind. Be in your natural state. Turn your attention towards yourself. Now I am paying attention to myself through sense organ, through mind. That means I have a notion about myself. A notion comes only through mind. Notion is a state of mind. Notion is a state of mind. So I am looking at myself through a state of mind. That is called notion. That is called Adhyasa. That is called individuality. That is called Jiva. What is Jiva? Seeing yourself, ignoring your real nature and looking at yourself through your mind. Why should I do it? But that's what I am doing it. It is instinctive, natural. I don't know how I do it. But I happen. This is what I happen to be. I happen to be in this condition. But it is fortunately, it is a wrong condition. It is a misunderstanding. That samsara is due to misunderstanding, is due to adhyasa itself is a great fortune for us. Why fortune? Because it is not real. That I am a jiva, that I am a samsara is not a real thing. If it is a wrong thing, I can correct it and come back to my natural state. If I were really jiva, no chance of getting rid of samsara. If I were really jiva, I am subject to birth and death. I shall remain eternally subject to birth and death and pain and pleasure and suffering and happiness and all these things. I am always dependent, second hand. I am always a seeking person, suffering person. This samsara would have been eternal. Samsara would have remained eternal. Luckily, it is mithya. Taking myself as an individual, that means looking at myself through sense organs and mind. Having a notion about myself is a samsara. Having a notion about myself that I am so and so is wrong, because Atma is not available for any notion. Atma's very nature, Atma's nature is natural. Atma's nature is natural. That means Advaita is natural. Natural means what? It is self-evident. Atma's nature is self-evident. It is natural means self-evident. Self-evident means it doesn't allow any interference of mind and sense organs. That means you cannot have an opinion. You cannot have a notion about Atma. If you have a notion, that's going to be wrong. Any notion you entertain about Atma is going to be wrong, because Atma is not objectifiable through a notion. Atma is self-evident. Atma is self-conscious. Atma is self-existing. Therefore, it is a self-shining. Self-conscious in the sense, self-conscious is a wrong word. So I say self-shining, let us say. Atma is self-shining. Self-shining means what? Don't try to know it through sense organs. Atma is self-shining means if you try to know through any notion, it is going to be wrong. Then how do you know it is wrong? Because it is unnatural. What is self-evident, what is self-shining, you don't try to know with a notion. Any notion is going to be wrong. Drop all notions. Negate all notions. You stand on your own. That is natural. What is natural is understood naturally. Its awareness is natural. Its existence is natural. Its evidence is natural evidence. Natural evidence means you don't need to ask anybody. And no other person need to tell you. No third person can tell us. And third person has no role to play. No sense organs and mind have no role to play. When Atma is self-evident, why do we need sense organs and mind at all? But unfortunately, we have been using sense organs and mind and trying to know and getting frustrated that whatever we know, that is not pleasing to us. Whatever we have a notion, an idea about myself, I have a notion about myself, an awareness about myself, an idea about myself, a notion about myself is not pleasant to me, is not favorable to me, is not acceptable to me, is not pleasing to me. I am very much unhappy with this. So I am trying to become somebody else because I am already somebody. I am trying to become something else because I am already somebody, that somebody which is not pleasing to me, which is not acceptable to me. I am somebody which is not acceptable to me, therefore I am trying to become somebody else. But I tell you, whatever you have, that I am somebody, that somebody which is unpleasant to me, unacceptable to me, you are trying to change it, improve it and become something else. Even that something else you are going to become is also through mind alone. That I am so and so, I am somebody, you are going to have another notion about yourself. That again is going to be equally problem. Therefore Vedanta says, no notion about yourself through mind. Negate the very mind. That means whatever the mind says is going to be wrong. Atma is not available for mind, available for any notion. Any notion is going to be wrong. Atma by its self-existence alone is natural and perfect and correct and right. So this understanding is Jnanam. So Atma Jnanam is natural, knowing the Atma, natural Atma in a natural way. Knowing the natural Atma in a natural way, that means have no notion about yourself. Don't have any notion. Standing without a notion, you just have no thought, no self-image. Don't have any self-image, no opinion, no self-opinion, no self-image, no self-idea. Negate whatever idea you have, that is not you. Understand, whatever self-image you have, whatever idea you have, whatever thinking you have, good and bad, none of that is you. That's a great wisdom. None of the ideas, none of the opinions, none of the images, self-images you have, good and bad, none of them are you, because you are not available for any image. Atma is not available for any image. Any image you have is going to be wrong, is inevitably wrong. This understanding is Jnanam. You become so free. You become really liberated from any image. In fact, we are caught up. We are caught with a self-image, self-idea, self-opinion, a self-opinion, self-idea, self-notion. That is Adhyasa. Adhyasa is having an opinion, having an image, having an idea about yourself is Adhyasa. Why Adhyasa? Why do you say it is wrong? Why do you say it is a problem? Because Atma by its nature is not available for any image, not available for any picturization, any image, any judgment, any notion, any idea. What is not available for idea, you form an idea. That is really a problem. What is not available for an idea, I have an idea. But it is an instinctively I have, not that I consciously developed this idea. I have not consciously developed. It is an instinctive. That's why we say naisargikoyam adhyasaha. It is natural and instinctive adhyasa. Okay. Therefore, this natural instinctive adhyasa is unnatural. All that I have to do is discover, pay attention to it, watch how it is wrong. That's all you can do. Your whole purushartha, being born as a human being, all that you can do, all that you should do, all that you must do is only this much. Inquire, observe your own Atma with the help of Vedanta, with the help of Guru. All your purushartha, all your greatness, the greatest achievement in life is only this much. Understand that you are not what you think of yourself. You are not what you have an idea about yourself. You are not that. You are beyond any idea. You are infinitely free. You are eternally free from any idea, any opinion, any individuality. And discovering that, you need to listen to Vedanta and do Vedantic Vichara. The Vedantic Vichara is the greatest thing that you can do in your life. The greatest blessing, the greatest gift you can give to yourself. Any other thing is only less than yourself. Any other thing you do is only cursing yourself, putting yourself into samsara, leading yourself into samsara. If you want a real liberation of you, if you want a real liberation of yourself, the real liberation is do vichara, do Vedanta vichara, listen to Vedanta talks. That is the greatest blessing you can confer on yourself, I tell you. That is the greatest blessing you can do. That is the greatest achievement you can have in your life. It fulfills all your life. It liberates you from all your samsara, and that is the only thing worth doing. The free will that you got it, the free will human being got, that is the best way of using your free will. Any other way you use it, you get either punya or papa, you get stuck. You get some punya or sa papa. If you get papa, you will be more suffering. You get punya, you will be suffering will be less, but you are not going to be totally free. If you do punya, your suffering will be less. If you do papa means if you abuse your free will, use your free will in a positive way, your suffering will be less. If you abuse your free will and do wrong karma, papas, your suffering will be more. But suffering will be there in some degree, more degree, less degree. That is the only thing you can do. Suffering will be less and more, but you can't be totally free from suffering. You can't be totally free from samsara. And there is another way of using your free will. Use it for Vedanta Vichara. I tell you, that is the greatest blessing you can do. This is the only thing that you can do in your life. Do Vedanta Vichara. Best way of using your free will, best way of using your choice is do Vedanta Vichara. Therefore, listening to Vedanta is the greatest thing that we are doing in life. Human life, being born as a human being, is a better than achieving heaven, better than going to heaven, better than doing something else. I tell you, do Vedanta Vichara. You will be doing greatest blessing to the world, greatest blessing to the humanity. The greatest blessing to the humanity, you do it. Okay. That is doing Vedanta Vichara. Because it is the most healthiest thing we are doing it. That is the best way of using your antakarana. The healthiest way, the healthiest job that we are doing it. The sanest work that we are doing is only Vedanta Vichara. Or any other thing which helps Vedanta Vichara, which prepares you for Vedanta Vichara. At least that is a secondary better. That is the second best thing. Best thing is Vedanta Vichara. Second best thing is doing karma yoga, bhakti, nishkama karma, learning spiritual values, and living as a good human being. All these things are preparation for Vedanta Vichara. The first best thing is Vedanta Vichara. There is nothing like Vedanta Vichara in life. Okay, there is nothing like Atma Vichara. There is nothing so better than Vedanta Vichara. The second best is preparing your mind so that you will be able to do Vedanta Vichara. So that you live your life more mature way, healthy way, sane way. You live your life as a karma yoga, as a devoted, as a selfless person, sincere person, good person with a van of values, spiritual values. That is the second best thing. So that prepares your mind to be able to do Vichara, and that Vichara will become successful. Otherwise, you listen to Vedanta, if mind is highly disturbed mind, full of negative values, full of negative qualities, the Vedanta Vichara becomes a failure. You study, you listen, but it all becomes intellectual, superficial, concept forming, frustrating, meaningless, and it leads you to somewhere else. If you don't get a good guru, right guru, or if you don't do the Vichara in a right way, it becomes purely intellectual time pass, wasting time, further complicating your misunderstanding. Your misunderstanding, Adhyasa, becomes further complicated. If you get a wrong Prakriya, Mula Vidya, your Vedanta Vichara becomes further complicated. Okay. So if you get a right teaching, right guru, it is the greatest blessing that Bhagavan can do on us. And you can do the greatest blessing is doing Vedanta Vichara. Okay. Therefore, in the society, there are a lot of activities. People do so many things. So many things of making money, enjoying, going to picnic and do social service and make money. Scientist, somebody wants scientist, somebody becomes politician, somebody does something else, somebody does. They are all good to certain extent. To that extent, whatever extent they go, they are all okay. They are okay, not bad. There are bad things. There are not bad things. The real best thing is only Vedanta Vichara. It is a blessing to the humanity, blessing to yourself. I tell you, it is the greatest blessing to humanity, greatest blessing to yourself. There can be nothing better than liberating yourself from samsara. You see, you think, is there anything you can do better than this? Than liberating yourself through Atma Jnanam? Therefore, this is the greatest thing that you can do. The noblest thing, the most spiritual, noblest work that you are doing. Don't be fanatic. Don't be narrow-minded. Liberate your mind from all your narrowness, false thinking, narrow thinking, egoistic thinking. All that is a real problem. Just let your mind be free and natural like a baby. As the baby is so simple, natural, spontaneous, live that natural, spontaneous and wholehearted life. That purifies your mind and prepares you for Vedanta Vichara. So, the sanest person in the society, the greatest person in the society, Kritakritya, Vedanta says, Bhagavad Gita says, Brahmajnani is Kritakritya, a fulfilled person. There is no achievement better than this thing. And after this, nothing remains for you to be yet to be achieved. Having achieved which yamnyatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyate. Having known which there is nothing remains to be known. Having achieved this, there is nothing remains to be achieved. Having seen this, there is nothing remains to be seen yet. There is nothing remains to be enjoyed yet. Having enjoyed Atmananda, you are fulfilled, you are complete. That is the greatest thing. That is the final thing and absolute thing. And once you are free, you will be spontaneously helping others in some or other manner. Knowingly, unknowingly, you will be spontaneously helping the humanity. Whole global humanity. Why humanity? You will be helping Devatas, you will be helping Rishis, you will be helping Pitrus, you will be helping plants, animals, insects, human beings. You will be helping the entire cosmos. If you are a Vedantin, if you are a Brahmajnani, your very presence is a blessing to the whole world, whole cosmos. You are very blessing to the whole cosmos. Because a Brahma Jnani or a Vedantic Vichara, one who is doing Vedantic Vichara himself, his very life is a blessing to the world. Okay, it is a blessing to yourself, a blessing to the whole cosmos. And there cannot be any other contribution you can do to the world. There cannot be any other achievement, better achievement in your life. Okay, I think I can go on any length of time like this. So you got the message. This is what it is. Therefore, first, the mind which is interfering, the mind which is creating problem, just eliminate the mind. Eliminate the obstruction. You will remain natural. To your naturalness, this is coming in between your naturalness. It is coming in the way of your being natural. What is coming in the way of being natural? You are natural. You are Brahman and you want to be Brahman and you can be Brahman and you are Brahman already. And in being Brahman, in your way of being Brahman, there is something unnatural thing. And understand unnatural is unnatural. That's all you can do. Understand this is unnatural. This mind and sense organs and body are unnatural. They are unnatural, therefore they don't belong to you. They are not your real self. They are unnatural self, that is non-self. Non-self means unnatural self. Anatma means non-real Atma. Anatma means not real Atma. Not real Atma is Anatma. Not your real self, it is only a false self. Falsely taken upon yourself and making an obstruction. Making it an obstruction to your natural self. Therefore, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, be respecting to yourself. The greatest respect you can confer upon yourself, the greatest honor, all Nobel Prizes, not one, every year Nobel Prize, if there are 1,000 years, 1,000 Nobel Prizes, you can give it to yourself by doing Vedanta Vichara. Vedanta Vichara is equal to 1,000 Nobel Prizes, 1,000 Bharata Ratnas, 1,000 all awards put together, all awards in the earth, on the earth. All awards, all countries on the earth can give you. All the awards you will be giving to yourself. You will be giving to the whole humanity if you are a Brahmagyani. Because you are really no more an individual. You are not you. You don't remain an individual. That is the greatest blessing. Because the very individuality is a selfish. Jiva is selfish. Selfishness means what? He wants to use the world for himself. He wants to use other people. He wants to use the world, people, society, animals, plants, nature, Panchabhuta, sun and the moon and everything for his own sake. What is ego? What is jiva? Jiva is ego. What is ego? Is selfishness. Selfishness means what? He wants other for his own sake. He wants others for himself. He wants to use them for himself. To be happy, I need something. I need planet, I need earth, I need water, I need air, I need sun and moon and stars and animals, human beings, planets, and everybody I want to use for myself. That is the greatest curse to others and to yourself. And neither you are happy nor others are happy with your ego. If you are egoistic, if you are a jiva, neither you are happy nor others are happy. Nobody is happy with you, nor you are happy with others. Are you happy with the world? The world is unhappy for you. The whole world is matter of unhappy for you. First thing is you are unhappy with yourself. The whole world is unhappy with yourself. Then what is this? The only thing is put an end to this ego. Put an end to this jiva. And this fellow is neither happy with himself nor he makes others happy. He wants everything for the sake of himself. Okay, let the whole world you take it. Still he is unhappy. What do you want? I don't know. Then what are you doing? I am destroying everybody. I am exploiting everybody, demanding everything from everybody. Okay, find it. Still I am unhappy. That is a real problem. You don't know what you want. And keep doing something and still suffering and give trouble to others. And you also suffer. You give trouble to others. Okay. I give trouble to others and also suffer. Ayyo, there is no end for it. It's an endless suffering, endless problem. Endless problem, endless suffering. The real thing is The very ego is unnatural. The real, because unnatural self, it is sitting in place of your real Atma. It is masquerading as Atma. It is masquerading as Atma, sitting in place of Atma and pretending as if it is Atma. Every pretender is a rogue. He is creating a problem. Every pretender is this ego, this jiva is pretending to be your real Atma, which he is not. But it doesn't admit. It doesn't admit, doesn't give way, doesn't go away, doesn't admit. He suffers and gives sufferings to you. Neither he is happy, nor he allows the world, like a terrorist. He is not happy, it doesn't allow others to be happy. The terrorists of the world are neither happy. There are certain religions in this name of this kind of thing. Neither they are happy, nor they allow others to be happy. Okay. So, the real religion, the real spirituality, the real achievement, real economics. See, it is the culmination of economics, culmination of politics, culmination of science. It is the culmination of all sciences, all knowledges, all achievements, is that you are Brahman. All economics culminates in your being Brahman. All sciences, all knowledges, all achievements, all progress, all development culminates in your being discovering that you are Brahman. All your growth, all your development, every vikasa, everything culminates in this discovery that you are Brahman. Because this your jiva bhava is a real problem. Neither you are happy with yourself, nor you make others happy. You are a problem to yourself, a problem to others. There is only problem and nothing but problem. And there is no solution to it. Problem aggravates, and it is a self-perpetuating problem. Jiva is a samsari, is a self-perpetuating samsari. Because he can never get rid of his samsara, more he continues, more he creates problem. And he knows only to create problem and only to suffer. He doesn't know how to be free from samsara. More he exists, more he suffers. More he suffers, more he creates problem. More he creates problem, more he suffers. More you talk, more you are a problem. Then what are you to do? Only thing is do Vedanta Vichara. It tells you that jivatvam is adhyasa. It is unnatural. This pretender unnatural. What to do that? Don't worry about him. Pay attention to Atma. Don't worry about your ego. Don't worry about your jiva. Don't worry about your all frustrations, your ego, your unnatural wickedness. Don't worry about your wickedness. First pay attention to Atma. More you pay attention to Atma, more you come to know your real nature. More your real nature, more your ego melts away. All your wickedness, bad, evil, everything melts away on its own. It melts away. More you know your natural Atma, you become humble, simple, natural. All the spiritual qualities come in the wake of knowledge automatically. All the spiritual qualities come. More and more you assimilate Vedantic knowledge. All spiritual qualities naturally come. Because being humble, being simple, being spontaneous, being natural, all this is Atma. Natural is Atma, spontaneous Atma, loving is Atma, knowledge is Atma, selflessness is Atma. That is your Atma. So more you be natural. That's what Vedanta says. It turns your attention towards your natural Atma. And remove this unnatural pretender. How? How to remove it? Ignore it. He goes away. Unnatural Atma is sitting as a natural. If you give importance, that creates a problem. You give importance to Jiva Bhava. You give importance to your ego, and ego becomes stronger. Don't give importance. Ignore it. Pay attention to Atma. Ego melts away. Ego survives. Ego perpetuates. Ego flattens. Ego becomes plump by more paying attention. You pay attention, it becomes flattens. It becomes bigger one. It becomes a thicker one. And it creates more problem. Don't pay attention. Take it lightly. Ego. Take it lightly. Ignore it. Don't worry. Pay attention to Atma. Do Vedanta Vichara. In your natural self, as you are in Sushupti, that is you. As you are in Sushupti is your real self. Your waking individuality is not you. Not you. Not you. You more and more, your abhimana, your notion about yourself is discovered as a false, is dismissed as false, is disproved as false. Your individuality is a false. Samsara is false, your suffering is false, your ego is false, your being trouble to yourself is false. Your being problem to yourself is false, your becoming problem to others is also false. Because in your natural self, you are already free. You are happy. You are happiness to others. You love yourself. You love others. You are happy with yourself. You are happy with others. You give happiness to others because you are natural. Because you are not your individual you. You are everything. You are the whole universe, whole Brahmanda, as you find yourself in Sushupti. Okay? Time is up. Today I started a little late, but doesn't matter. So we touched some point. This should be told in the beginning, but anyway. What is Vedanta is such a thing, beginning comes at the end, end at the comes beginning. Vedanta has no beginning, no ending, it's all same. All beginning, all ending is you understand you are Brahman and nothing else. That is the beginning, that is the middle, that is the end. Beginning is Atma Jnanam, middle is Atma Jnanam, ending is Atma Jnanam. That's all. You understand you are Brahman and everything else is false. Even teaching is everything is Adhyaropita. All this is a tentative tool. Use it to understand, use it to help you to understand yourself. Once you understand, everything is gone. Nothing is there. You just laugh at it. There is only everything to laugh at. There is nothing to worry about. Okay. So, Shastra, what Shastra says cannot be negated because it is a natural you. Nothing comes in the way, nothing negates it, nothing interferes. It is just self-existing Atma. Nobody can deny and nobody doesn't like it. There is nobody who hates Atma Swarupam. There is nobody who hates Atma Swarupam. Everybody wants one's natural Atma. The real Atma is lovable to everybody. The real Atma is highly lovable to everybody. Nobody wants to miss it. That is a real natural self is naturally happy. That is a really infinite mine of happiness it is. Infinite ocean of happiness. Infinite ocean of love. That's what we want it. And that's what Vedanta says it is you. All that you need to do is be natural. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to it. Listen properly what Vedanta says. Vedanta points out in a right way, turns your attention towards your Atma. Drop your waking individuality, dream individuality. You are no individuality. You are what you are as you find yourself in Sushupti. Sushupti is another name to yourself. You alone are. In that you, there is nothing other than you. It is such a you where there is no other than you. It is such a me where there is nothing other than me. It is all me. Me and everything is me. All others are also me. Therefore, there is no me also. When everything is me, there is no me. It cannot be called even me. It is all whole, full and complete. Okay. This is what we have to discover. This is what the biggest thing that biggest achievement we can achieve in life. Okay. So, yadapya shankate, next argument is there. Purvapaksh's next argument. Time is up. I thought we'll start today. But anyway, we'll discuss in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.